Pat Aspiras, welcome to the show.
Hey Zach, thanks for having me.
Who is Pat?
So I'm Pat. I'm a Filipina based here in Sydney. I am also the life coach behind Plan the Move. That's my handle. I do life design coaching specifically for people our age, I would say, people in their millennial quarter life crisis, I would say, who are looking to have more balance in their lives. So I do life coaching among many other things. I'm also a marketing consultant. I'm also an entrepreneur, also a wife. Yeah, that I am a lot of things, I would say. I like dabbling into like other like a lot of mini projects.
How do you become life coach? May ano ba yan? May studies? Do you have to do any courses? How do you become a life coach?
Yeah, so there are certifications available. There are online courses that offer it, but technically it is an unregulated. I would say it technically like you don't need a certification to do it, but there are certifications, of course, if you want to learn the process of it, if you want to learn from mentors, if you want to know how to structure your sessions. There are certifications like online for it, and even in person. I think for me it was just finishing when we I was just finished. I mean, for me, I did it just post COVID, so a lot of the certifications were online. But I think now there's also like schools, organizations that you can get certified in.
Any common steps? Say I want to be a life coach.
Yeah.
What's the step one and how long does it usually take?
It depends on the course that you take, depending on the school and the organization. But I would say 3 to 6 months. And then you would have to do like courses in between those, either like group courses and even practice like your one-on-one sessions. So the first step would be to enroll in something and get certified. And then the second one is to launch like your business and to promote yourself.
If you had 1 week to spend 10 million pesos on anything you want, kahit ano kahit luho, whatever, what would you do and why?
Just 1 week. If
Yeah.
I had 10 million to spend, I would probably set aside, let's say, like 7 million and invest that. 1 million, I would donate it to like causes that I'm passionate about. Donate it to like victims of typhoons, for example. Donate it to, yeah, people in need and in general, like causes that I support. And then the other 1 to 2 million, I would spend it on a trip. Like I've always wanted to go to Antarctica and do an expedition, and that can be like pretty expensive. So I'll go on a trip with like my husband, take him there, just do it like extremely like no holding back of like whatever we want to do in there in that whole week. Yeah, that's how I would spend it.
So 7 million, you said you want to invest.
Yeah.
Saan?
Like in shares, probably like hold it for long term. Yeah, just I don't know like how I would spend it now. I don't want to spend it right now.
Yeah.
So I'll just put it in like a high yield, maybe like stocks and shares that will eventually like grow. And then yeah, the rest I can spend it like whatever I want.
If there is a stupid spend,
Oh.
anything that you want to buy for a long time na, alam mo, maybe it will not add value to your life, you just want to have it, what would it be?
Would not add value. So like not property, ganon.
Hindi. Parang ano lang siya. As in, whatever.
A trip, maybe. Like all out ski trip, let's say, or parang something that I've always wanted to do. I don't know. I see that as like adding value in your life. Pero if I can do it, like take some friends, invite some friends, pay for their flights, invite everyone over. I'll take care of it. Let's just go on a holiday somewhere together with my family, everyone who wants to come in my circle. Then why not? I'll do that.
That's the goal. I always want to do that. Yung, kunyari, you want to go somewhere, say Japan. And you want to invite, say, 3 or 5 of your friends.
Yeah.
And they all say, sorry, we can't.
Yeah.
Because we cannot afford maybe time because they have to work. I want to be able to, it's okay, I'll pay for your, for your
Exactly.
this month salary, take the time off.
Exactly.
Parang you're that, boss friend.
Yeah.
Diba?
Like, don't worry, I'll pay for it. I'll take care of everything.
Yeah.
I think that's so good. Yeah.
Can you share what life in Sydney is like for you, coming from UK?
Yeah. Well, I guess like coming from the UK and Philippines, life here I would say is more balanced. Like I feel more relaxed here. And I think it's because also like I've experienced living here before. So medyo, alam mo, yun, it wasn't such a big adjustment. And I know some people here have made some friends, so I think the adjustment wasn't too big. More relaxed in the sense of I feel really the value of work-life balance here more than in the Philippines. And then the quality of life I would say is just better in general. Kasi ease of like public transport, the access to so many free things like nature, going to the beach, it's so accessible. So yeah, that's what I really appreciated about here.
What are the pros and cons of living in Siargao nung digital nomad ka pa?
Ooh, well, pros is so just for context, like I was there during COVID. So it was a very different scene there. It was so much slower and probably not the Siargao that you imagine now na, it's very busy, it's full of people. Back then, a lot of foreigners have left and it's mostly like the local people who have stayed or people who have businesses. So it was very slow, it was very quiet. There were not a lot of parties kasi nga COVID eh, so wala. So the biggest pro I would say is the access to nature. Like I would wake up during the day like at 4, 5 a.m. to surf in the morning first thing before I go to work. And I worked there then at like 7 because I was working for like an Australian company. So 7, 10 a.m. ganun, like medyo. So the biggest pro I would say is the balance and the access to nature and also like the community of people because it's such a small place and as I've said like a lot of the foreigners have left. The people who have stayed are people who have houses there, so who have homes there or who really live there na. So I really got the chance to get to know the locals and spend like time with them and get to know the community living there. And that was the biggest pro, I would say. And also like waking up to paradise, right? I mean, I think like Siargao and the Philippine Islands are still like the best beaches in the world. So imagine like having access to that every day. The con naman is, well, maraming brownout. So mahirap siya as like a digital nomad. Maraming brownout, like Wi-Fi wasn't super stable so much then. So maraming interruptions. So I guess that also interrupts your flow, when you're working. So that's a con. And then another con maybe is it's really gonna test your balance and your discipline, right? Because it's so tempting to just enjoy or parang put off work, parang mamaya na, like beach muna or something. Pero yun, but yun, parang it tests your balance, it tests your discipline in terms of balancing work and play in a sense. But it makes it easier kasi nandun na eh, like you're already there, like where it is. So yeah, that's I would say.
I was gonna say, when you said it's a con having no internet and kuryente, for
Oo.
me that's like a pro. Like, okay, walang internet, it's time to surf, time
Yeah.
to just
I
chill
guess,
out.
but then back then I was working for a company. So
Yeah,
it's like, oh
they're
no.
relying on you.
Yeah, if there's like a meeting,
Yeah.
parang mahirap. But if you were like doing your own thing, probably, 'di ba? Parang okay, it's a sign that you can take a break, tas mamaya na lang ulit. So, yun, yun. That was my experience. But overall, it was good. Yeah. And during that time kasi there were also a lot of people working remotely from there na Pinoy ah. So we enjoy that. Parang the community that we formed there, the bond that we shared over like surfing and over, just simple joys in life. Like eating isaw at the bridge, ganon, parang after work, sunset, watching. Yeah. So that's what I appreciated there.
How was your experience naman studying for a master's in marketing here in Sydney?
Yeah, I think so. I did that in 2018, and that was the first time that I left home abroad. So, in general, I'm glad that I did that, and I recommend doing that in general, like venturing out on your own, studying, doing your own thing, or you don't even have to study, I would say, but moving abroad and trying to be independent. So that was good in that sense. In terms of like learnings, yes, I did learn a lot. Although my hot take is that because I went to like I would say like an expensive university, but in my personal opinion, like you don't really have to do that. Like, yeah, for me, there are also like good, maybe like good schools out there that you don't have to shell out as much. But yeah, like the experience was good. Like I've met, um, yeah, I've met. Well, my hot take kasi is like, okay, I don't know if you want to include this, but I wasn't super happy with the cohort that I got just because I was expecting like more diversity. But parang a lot of the people in my cohort like belong to like a certain group of people. Yeah, I don't want to say, but they're mostly like Chinese.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I feel like di na diversify masyado yung experience. Because you know, when you're taking a master's, you'd want to learn from like multiple different people with like various experiences, right?
Yeah.
And in my experience, parang they mostly were from big group from there. So medyo nag-skew yung learnings towards that, I would say. Does that make sense?
It's very common, I think, in Sydney.
Yeah.
Na when you go to university, I would say majority of the students are Asians,
Yeah.
international students,
Yeah.
who's got money, who can afford
Yeah.
degree or masters, because it's very expensive, di ba?
It is.
And most Australians, they do yung mga TAFE courses or other courses na, alam mo yun, I think it's in the Asian culture to just strive for masters.
Yeah. I did have like some classmates who were like local Australians. And that like I really like appreciated because they were also working then and like doing it at night, alam mo yun. So they had like more insights. Na parang, oh, what is it really like to work here? And they were also like better group mates in general. But yeah,
Do you think graduating from Ateneo helped you secure a good career overseas, like in the UK or Australia?
I think to a certain extent, yes, but it's not necessary, in my opinion. Parang it's an added bonus, I guess, like boost of confidence, or at least it's internationally recognized, like maybe more familiar. But I think not really at the end of it. Like people from Australia or the UK have no idea like what Ateneo is, maybe. Like they could look it up, yes. But at the end of the day, they don't understand it in the same context as we do as Filipinos. So I think it's more irrelevant than it is like maybe back home, if that makes sense. Yeah. So for me, not it helped, yes, but I wouldn't say it's necessary also. Like you can be from anywhere, and I think for me, it's more of like your drive to find like a good job or to try to look for opportunities that matter more than the school.
I agree. Kasi graduating from La Salle naman, competing school
Yeah.
ng Ateneo. I thought, oh, I graduated from La Salle. Internationally, it will be recognized. But pagdating ko dito, hindi.
Like nobody cares.
Kasi my first work was on a kitchen hand.
Yeah.
And my boss then, si Chef Francis. Like, oh, okay, La Salle ka pala. Hugas ka pinggan.
Yeah.
So they don't care. They care about your experience.
Yeah.
What you can do for the business at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, medyo irrelevant where you graduated, I think.
Same.
Kasi, especially from the Philippines coming to Australia. Like you said, they don't know if kung UP ka, UST or Ateneo or La Salle. They're just gonna look at your experience. And if you can commit
Yes.
dun sa hours,
Yeah.
it's more important for them na, okay, gano'ng kalayo yung bahay mo sa work. So when we call you,
You're ready.
you're ready.
Yeah.
Na hindi ka malilate ng half an hour because you live in the Blue Mountains. Tapos
That's
sa
true.
city yung work.
Yeah. I think that's also, and I don't know if you think this is true, but I think Australians here in general, like even within themselves, they don't really care as much like where you graduated. Like even within them, parang it's not so much a big rivalry than it is like back home. Parang Ateneo versus LaSalle, like, like we make it such a big thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's such a big thing here. Like nobody really cares.
Yeah. When you get, employed here, parang, I think meron ding kind of bias pagdating sa school, yung
Yeah.
high school. if you went to private school, exclusive
More of
school.
that, yeah.
Yeah. Kasi yung mas mataas yung ATAR,
Right.
which is, ano sa US yan? SATs ba yan?
Yeah, SATs,
Yeah.
like the SAT scores. Yeah, I guess. And I guess, yeah, if you do like bachelor's here, for example, you said, I heard is the hardest university to get into. But I think in the working world, I don't know how like relevant that is.
Yep. Let's leave it there. Bahala sila. Okay. Your boyfriend didn't want to move abroad, but you did.
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
Yeah, that was a big thing because, diba, for context, like I was living here and I studied here and I was working here. But my boyfriend then, now husband, was still was still studying in med school then. And he didn't really envision himself like practicing elsewhere, like aside from the Philippines. But I've always wanted to live abroad and move abroad. So I was very strict. Like I gave an ultimatum. And I was like, if I'm only going to come home and consider like moving back there for a bit, if you promise that you'll be able to bring us back together someday. But if you don't think you can do that, I'm gonna stay here. And voila, like it's just not gonna work out because it's what I want and I didn't want to give way to that. So yeah, when I said that, like he agreed naman, okay, I'm gonna work towards like bringing us there because thankfully his job is in a very high demand industry, right, in healthcare. So he actually has the chance to like be able to relocate abroad easily also. I mean, if he wanted to. So yeah, when I said that, like he knew na okay, she's serious about like living abroad, and that's how it happened. But if he didn't consider that, if he didn't say yes to that ultimatum, like I would have stayed and I would have just continued working here and probably now, who knows, like could have been like a citizen or something.
Parang nakakatakot naman yun. You give him a last warning. This is what I want for my life. Kung ayaw mo, wag mo. Ganun.
Yeah, a little bit.
Boss babe, like, these are my terms.
Yeah, because it was like something very important to me.
Yeah.
And I had like a really good opportunity also. So it was like a big deal. But also, he's also very important to me. So it was kind of like, I can compromise first, but then you have to compromise later, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so parang dumating yung sino mag-a-adjust.
Yeah, sino mag-a-adjust? So fine, ako muna now, pero later, ikaw na.
Yeah.
So I think like that's like how we worked and like what made our relationship work. And now we're married, so I guess it worked out.
Yeah, I like it na, you stood your ground. Na this is my goals. Diba?
Yeah.
This is what I want for my life. And kung you agree with my goals, diba? Kung pareho tayo, then let's keep going. But if not, okay lang.
Yeah.
I'll stay here, you stay there. And, see you
Yeah.
next life.
And like what's so funny when I had that dilemma, because it was either I was gonna stay here and I had like a sponsorship opportunity before for work. Either that or like come home nga, because like my partner was there. And like of course like I asked so many people about it and they're like, what do you mean? Like just take the sponsorship and like just stay here. And during that time, kasi like long distance na kami nun for like a few years. So if I did take that, it would be like super long, like maybe 5+ years. So who would have known if like our relationship worked out or like the job like worked out? But in that moment, like I stayed true to myself and like I was willing to compromise given that like ultimatum nga. So I put down the ground rules, and then if he said yes, then I can compromise first now. But if he wasn't, then I would like just go on my own path. Yeah.
Very good. It worked out well.
Yeah, now it worked out. So we're here together. So yeah, that well worked out.
How did you move from UK to Australia?
So for the UK, our move to the UK was actually more for my partner because he needed to get like work experience there as a doctor. And then once he got like a year of experience in the UK, that's when we moved to Australia because work experience there as a doctor is recognized here. So that was always the plan. That was part of like our 5-year plan to be able to like relocate back together here in Sydney. So yeah, that was our path.
Do you think Australia is a good place for young couples to start their life together?
I think so. Yeah. I think that, as I've said, it offers like great work life balance. It offers like good opportunities, I would say, like good quality of life. So I think it is a great place to start, to think about like your long term plans and all of that. So yeah, I would say so. Do you think so that it is?
I think depends on their goals.
Yeah.
Kasi dami naman na young couples, they're happy sa Philippines. They have businesses, they have good
Yeah.
career. And ang dami nagtatanong sa akin, worth it po ba
Mm.
mag-move to Australia? We're a young couple, or we're about to get married, or we have a 1, 2 year old.
Right.
I always ask them, well, ano bang goal nyo? Do you want to live abroad? If you want to, bakit?
Yeah.
Anong wala sa Philippines na you see overseas?
Right.
Kasi I know a lot of people and my friends na they have businesses. Okay sila sa Philippines eh. There you can hire a nanny easily,
Right.
di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah. Driver if you
Yeah.
can. Ang daming pwedeng tumulong sa'yo. If you have a kid,
Yeah.
nandiyan yung mga lola, mga
Yeah.
tita. But when you move to
There's
Australia,
no one.
wala, you have to realize a daycare,
Yeah.
which can be expensive then. So, again, ano ba yung long-term na plano nyo, di ba? Goal as a couple and then, work towards it.
Yeah. I agree like with what you said, and I think I said yes, it's a good place based off of like my standards, just because for me like my priority really is like quality of life, and I see it here. Na like public transport, like there's traffic is such a, honestly, like for me medyo deal breaker siya yung traffic, because I hate like wasting time like back and forth. And even in the Philippines, like it could be like a really good life there, but I think may aspects pa rin na, you have to go through, even if you are living like a good life. Like the traffic is the same for everyone, no matter like how rich you are or how well you're doing financially, right? You still have to go through it. And for me and for my partner, it's just not something that we want to go through like every day. Yeah, we've experienced it kasi na parang 2 hours to work, 3 hours back. That's 5 hours of your day. So for us, yeah, mas gusto namin na parang we can be like more spontaneous. Like we can plan trips easily to the beach. So I guess yeah, it's right. It really depends on you and like what your goals are. And kids is like a big factor. If you do want kids, then you would have to rely on daycare. And you don't have like family here. That's gonna be tough, right?
Another thing I want to add to that, na the more higher status you get sa Philippines, the richer you get, yung value ng time mo mas mataas.
Yeah.
So kung dati, employee ka, let's say you make, I don't know, 1,000 pesos per day
Yeah.
or mga 30K a month, which is, I think, is still standard.
Yeah.
And then, nag-elevate ka na, you now make 100K a month. Yung hourly rate mo tumataas din.
Yeah.
So when you get stuck in the traffic as an employee or entrepreneur, di ba, parang mas nagmamahal eh yung time wasted.
Yeah.
Time that you could have been used for, doing something more
Yourself.
productive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sayang sa traffic.
I think like for me that's the biggest thing, because I have so much importance for time and like time for myself. And given the structure of like how it is, how it can be in Manila lang naman kasi like sobrang traffic talaga. It takes away time for yourself, time for like your fitness, time to maybe cook like a nutritious meal. Alam mo yun, kasi when you get home, you're super exhausted. So you have no more energy to do all of these things unless you have like so much help around you. But yeah, I like doing things on my own. So yeah.
So you describe yourself as a generalist. What does that mean and how does it help you achieve your goals?
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, I do describe myself as a generalist. And it's a pretty recent term, I would say, that I've used and I found the word for. So a generalist, if you think about it, is someone interested in a lot of like multiple things. So in the world, I think like what we know more of are specialists. More of like you pick a path, you stick to it, you climb the ladder, and then you achieve like, I don't know, vice president, president. That's more of like a specialist world. A generalist is more like someone T-shaped na parang you have a lot of interests and skills in multiple industries, like multiple areas, and then you use that knowledge in those multiple areas to apply to solving problems in multiple areas as well. So if you are someone who are interested in multiple things, if you like solving problems, if you are a good connector and you tend to see like the bigger picture side of things, then you're like more likely like a generalist. And I think in my career, like how that has helped me is I've always worked for like tech startups or like high growth startups. And usually during those times, like there's a lot of parang butas na you have to fill na nobody is really there to answer to, because it's not defined as in a role specific. But if you're someone who's willing to go in, get dirty, find what's wrong, and put out the fire, then that's like being a generalist. Kind of like you're the person who the company goes to when something goes wrong, and they expect like for you to find a solution to it, to fix it, or to find like an opportunity in something that hasn't been considered before. Yun, like that's how like a generalist I would say is. So if you have a skill set that you think is geared towards that, then yeah, that's like being a generalist in a nutshell.
Right. So, parang GP.
Like in a doctor
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, I would. I guess a little bit. Yeah.
You kind of have knowledge about everything.
Yeah.
And then, pagka kailangan na ng specialist, dun mo sila nire-refer to, okay, you talk to this person kasi siya na yung expert dun.
Yeah.
Is it something like that?
Yeah, a little bit, I guess, in the medical sense. I'm not sure if like super like eye to eye, but I want to pose that like question to you actually because you have like multiple businesses and you're interested in a lot of things. Like I'm assuming. So would you consider yourself as a generalist? Na parang you find more joy in doing and exploring certain areas of, let's say, like real estate, like your podcast, like as a creator, I don't know, like your accounting business, for example. Like, do you find more joy in that or like sticking to something and like climbing the ladder towards that?
I think I just get bored easily.
Yeah.
And I
Same.
chase for the dopamine. So I think people tend to glamorize, oh, ang daming business niyan.
Yeah.
Ang dami niya ginagawa, he's always busy. I wish it's as romantic as, other people think about it.
Yeah.
But hindi. I'm just, parang struggling to stay still.
Yeah.
I always need to do something. Almost have, ADHD.
I get that.
So I kind of find it hard to chill. Kasi nga, gusto mo lagi may ginagawa ka, may iniisip ka.
Yeah.
So, but going back to the question, am I a generalist? I wouldn't call myself a generalist because I have kind of specific things that I want. But I tend to try a lot of things.
Yeah. I think a generalist can also be coined, well, yeah, like a multi-passionate like person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. If that's the definition, then yes.
Yeah.
But multi-passionate, multifaceted,
Yeah.
creative. Because I enjoy a lot of things like music,
Yeah.
business, like making money, self-development, fitness.
Exactly.
I'm not the type of person that this is just what I want to do. I'm gonna ignore the rest. I just want to be successful in this one thing.
Yeah.
Parang, ano yung sabi ni Bruce Lee? Fear the man who mastered one kick, who practiced one kick 1,000 times, than a man who practiced 1,000 kicks a single time. But ako, I kind of want to master multiple kicks,
Yeah.
not just one.
Right,
But
right.
that's just my personality.
Yeah.
Kasi nga I get bored easily.
Exactly. I think it's a personality thing.
Yeah.
So you have to find it. And usually, yeah, it's the more entrepreneurial ones, I would say. Na parang who wants to try like
Yeah.
a lot of different things, has a lot of like different passions. Yeah.
I think if you're naturally a risk taker, you will tend to try a lot of things. Kasi yung hunger for taking risk, hinahanap siya ng katawan mo eh.
Yeah.
It's like if something's not giving you the thrill, the passion, the joy, you move on to the next one.
Yeah.
But other people, they're happy to just have that mundane, very routine like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with
There's
it.
nothing wrong, definitely. I think they have like a simpler life.
Sometimes nainggit ako na I wish I'm like you. Na
Same.
you can just stay
Stick
still
to it, yeah.
and stick to it for, I don't know, 30 years. But ako, I get bored easily. After 3 hours, okay, what's next?
I think like that's something that I also realized about myself, but I was really almost like forcing myself to be that type of person who wants to specialize in one thing. Because like that's ultimately like what we're encouraged to do, right? Like even as a kid, when you ask someone, oh, parang, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's like a one singular thing. Like nobody really answers like multiple things, right? Oh, I want to be a doctor. So parang that's already like the path. Pero never natin nahihirinig na parang, oh, I want to be a musician and also like a doctor and like a cyclist or, so it's medyo like in the recent times lang like that I've realized that the value of like being multi-passionate and a generalist has like evolved and people now see the good and the parang the goodness in it also. But before it was always like be a lawyer or a doctor or something, right?
What inspired you to start Plan the Move and how has it developed since its launch? First, ano yung Plan the Move?
Yeah. So Plan the Move is my life coaching venture. So this is where I do one-on-one coaching sessions for, as I've said, individuals earlier who are in their, I would say, quarter life crisis. So I help people with burnout recovery in planning and designing their lives in the way that is aligned with their values and not aligned with anyone else's, like their parents, their peers, etc. So it's really like helping you go back to what is it that you value and designing your life towards that and planning goals towards that. So that is like Plan the Move. And how it really started was because I found myself there, like stuck, always in like multiple existential crises because I couldn't like figure out like what I wanted to do. Parang on paper, maybe I did tick off the boxes. Like, I had like a great job, I was comfortable, but parang there was just something like missing and I couldn't like really identify like what it is. Like I moved abroad, I moved to Australia first and then the UK and then now here again. So parang I was in that loop na parang what is it pa talaga? Like I was always like confused. And then I realized na all along these years, like all the moves that I've done are ultimately like a reflection of like what I value. And I've and I want to help people achieve that. Na they build a life that is very aligned to them because you'll feel it differently. Na parang you don't feel so bogged down when you are staying true to yourself. So I wanted to have like a space for people to get to know themselves better because also there are books, right, that you can read yourself, but there's no like really structured way on how to do it or nobody really teaches you how to do it. And so I wanted to offer that for people because how I wish I had someone to help me do that when I was going through that like multiple existential crises. Yeah, so that's how it started. And how it has evolved is that, well, it's one of the many things that I'm doing at the moment. I think back to like entrepreneurship, and because I am very like passionate about it, what I realized for me myself is that I actually don't want to put the pressure on it to be like my main thing to bring me like stability, because it's a passion and I want to like keep it that way. So that's how it's evolved. Like I'm doing it, but I also realize that it's not just the thing that I want to do. Like I'm interested in marketing, I'm interested in consulting, I'm interested in like multiple projects. So it's amongst the multiple things that I do. Yeah.
What is quarter life crisis and how can someone overcome it?
So that's like a very loaded question. I don't know how to answer it, but a quarter life crisis is, I guess, like that period in adulthood, right? When you are finally out of, maybe you've moved out of your parents' house, or like you're starting your own thing and you're like in the real world, and then you realize na maybe like the path that you were on wasn't your path that you wanted all along. Maybe you were just pressured by other people to take that path. And then you realize that, oh, you're at that point wherein, is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life? And you have like that reflection, like self-reflection. I think it comes like with adulthood also, when we are, starting to form like our own families, our own like relationships, when we come off of that shell of like being sheltered maybe within our homes. And yun, parang it's a question to yourself na parang, who am I and what do I really want to do? Like it's that point. That's the quarter life crisis. Did
Right.
you have that crisis?
Maybe,
Yeah.
but I didn't know how to label it. Eh.
Yeah.
Is it a quarter life crisis or am I just being dramatic? Am I
Yeah.
just being challenged by my environment? So maybe, I'm not sure. But anong age ba? Quarter life crisis?
Like I would say late 20s.
Late 20s.
Yeah, late 20s.
Just trying to think.
I think it's more of like, it's not really na parang a crisis per se, but that point na parang iniisip mo na talaga na, okay, what do I really want to do? Because maybe before, like, well, for me, based off my experience, parang I'm more of like going with the flow na parang, okay, the next step is for me to get a job and then like ascend through the ranks. And then maybe you get to that point and then you realize, wait, how come like it doesn't feel as good as I thought it would be? And that like kind of puts you in a crisis na parang, oh, is this really what I want to do? Or like, do I want to reevaluate and maybe explore something else? I
Uh-huh.
think medyo mas yun.
Yep. Yep. I think for me, kasi I kind of try to find happiness or joy in whatever scenario. People think na seryoso akong tao, but I'm not. If you speak to my friends,
Yeah.
isa ako sa pinakaloko-loko eh.
Yeah.
I just have this like resting serious face na people kind of, Zach is someone you respect because he's got that look, that
Yeah.
face. But when you talk to my friends, like they tell something different.
Right.
So, in any case, kahit dramatic yan,
Yeah.
or I'm usually the one who will crack jokes. So in relation to career or business, I kind of just, take the piss out of it
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a serious person, mukha lang.
Yeah.
But because of my work and business, I tend to meet serious people in their
Right.
business, in their career, and then you have a bit of drinks or coffee, and then they will reveal who they are. They're not really that serious people now you
Yeah.
thought they are.
Yeah.
They're just humans who, sit on the couch when they get home,
Yeah.
or they swear, when they get stuck in traffic, or they listen
Right.
to Eminem or some, rap battles in the Philippines. Akala mo they're like high up here. They just read books when they get home, but they
Yeah.
watch YouTube and doom
Yeah.
scroll on TikTok.
And I think like that's great that you said that, na parang you have like this certain lightness to you and finding happiness in whatever situation you're in, because that is like a secret. Because maybe yun, like coming off of like quarter life crisis, etc., yung parang like how to solve it. I wouldn't say that there's a specific answer to that, because a big part of it is finding joy and gratitude in like whatever phase you are. That really is just it. And of course, like staying true to yourself, right? And yeah, finding the everydayness of life like happy, or trying to trying to find joy in it in every day. And that's like a big part of also like what I help people find and do, because there's never going to be a perfect scenario if you think about it, right? It's always like your perspective and how you deal with it. So it's never like a point A to point B and a point B. When I get here, everything's gonna be perfect. Like, I don't think that ever exists. Do you think like that exists?
No, don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to add, I'm usually the type na when something bad happens, I
Yeah.
celebrate.
Interesting. How?
Kunyari, when I was I don't know, in college, for example, something bad happened, magbaba ng grades ko, or ang pangit nung feedback sa akin during defense in
Yeah.
college on my thesis.
Yeah.
Instead na magmukmok, I'll just go watch a movie, order quarter pounder, and
Yeah.
buy a coffee. Like, okay, something bad already happened. If I deal with it, if I became a sook, diba? Iniyakan ko siya, or I beat myself, parang double negative.
Yeah.
So, okay, nangyari yon. I'll learn from it, but I'll celebrate.
That's good.
Just to balance it.
Yeah.
Kasi parang ano yung sasabi nila, mahirap ka na, pangit ka pa, malungkot ka pa. Parang gano'n, di ba?
Triple whammy.
Yeah. So, i-balance mo, di ba? Pagka may nangyaring masama, okay, what did you learn from it? And then, celebrate.
Like, move on.
Yeah,
Right?
move on.
Like, it's fine. Just move on.
Celebrate because nandun yung learnings
Yeah.
in those situations.
Right.
Kasi if all you do, laging tama, you always win,
Yeah.
then what do you learn?
I think like that's such a great mindset, because for me personally, I didn't have like that mindset before. Na parang when something went wrong before, like I would really like think about it like multiple times. Like I could have done this and that. But the truth is, like it's already done and you can't really do anything about it. And you're only like bringing yourself down if you just keep going back to it in like circles, right? So I think like that's such a healthy mindset to have, that you had like since growing up, because I've only recently learned that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because of like mindfulness and like being more intentional. But that's not like the default of most people, I would say.
When I was a kid, alam mo yung Jolen
Yeah,
yung text. Halimbawa, dinaya ako nung kalaro ko.
Oh.
May mindset ko, sige, regalo ko na sa yan ng Pasko. Para hindi ako ma-bad trip.
Yeah.
Bawa.
How do you think like you picked that up?
I don't know.
Or parang did someone teach you no parang?
I'm not sure. Maybe I listened somewhere during, sermons at church. But wala pang podcast nun when I was, 12.
Yeah,
You just go to church, listen to pastor,
Yeah.
or in school. But maybe from my parents then. So my parents were very chill. And, ayun, tandaan ko hanggang ngayon, yung text, parang nanalo ako
Oh.
Ang dami. Pero pang ninakaw nung,
no.
nung kalaro ko. Sabi ko, sige, sa'yo na yan. Kasi, I beat you once, I can do it again.
Love that mindset.
Diba?
Yeah.
So, yes, pwede mo siya nakawin yung mga texts, but you wouldn't learn how I beat you. So, regalo ko na sa yan sa Pasko. Pero you know in your heart na
you're still the winner,
natalo kita.
like in yourself.
Yeah.
Gets.
Yeah. So, I'm just the competitiveness in me.
Yeah. Like, but that's amazing to be able to like let it go.
It's hard. Depende sa bigat nung
Yeah.
gravity nung kung ano yung natalo. Di ba minsan, I lost a lot of money, or kunya girl, I really want that girl. Pero pumunta siya dun sa sa kabilang section. Iba yung crush niya. Di ba? Parang tagal mo siyang crush. So, anyway, moving on. How can someone overcome the fear of starting a new life in another country? Since from Philippines, nag-UK ka,
Yeah.
nag-Philippines ka ulit, nag-Australia ka.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, like nothing really prepares you for it until like you get there. Because when you get there, you have no choice but to rely on yourself, right? So I don't think anything has prepared me really, but it's more of, deal with it when you're there and like trust yourself that you can do it. And also maybe like finding that like initial support circle is also like very important. People who maybe from back home, alam mo yun, parang just establish like roots. But in terms of preparing for it, parang wala akong answer.
What's the key to building confidence in career and relationships?
I would say trust yourself, and challenge yourself, like in the little things also. That's how I would build it. Because the more that you do something challenging and then you overcome it, the more you build trust in yourself. And that's how you become more confident because you know that you've done it before.
I love that.
Yeah.
People who are not confident, for me, they just haven't received enough no's,
Yeah.
enough rejections in their life.
That's true.
Kasi once you get used to rejection, parang wala na sa'yo eh.
Yeah.
Diba? So, that builds confidence.
Yes.
For example, nung 2 3 years ago na my first car crash. Been driving for, I don't know, 8 years.
Oh.
First time car crash ako sa Harbor Bridge. And kala ko okay lang ako. Pero I beat myself up kasi sabi ko, I've been driving for 8 years. I'm a good
Yeah.
driver, good record. Never ako na-aksidente. Well, to be fair, yung nasa harap ko yung bigla nag-stop.
Okay.
So, 4-car collision siya.
Oh,
Ako yung pang-apat.
damn.
So, through the eyes of insurance, kung sino yung bumangga sa likod,
Ikaw yung may kasala.
ikaw yung at fault.
Yeah.
Pero sabi ko, ba't ganun? Siya yung nag-stop bigla eh.
Oo.
So, I didn't have enough time to stop. Sabi nung insurance, well, that's how it works. Sabi ko, that's so bullshit.
Yeah.
Sabi niya, we know, but that's how it works. So, ang sakit kasi for 8 years, ang ganda ng record mo. You thought you're a good driver, maingat ka. And then, nangyari siya when you feel the most confident. Pero kung nangyari siguro accident na yun on my first 1 year, 2 years,
Parang mas acceptable.
yeah, mas confident ako na, okay, parang, di ba, mas relax ka.
Oo.
So, again, same with people who don't face enough rejections or mistakes or no's. Mas masakit yung, yung feeling kapag ka nag-fail ka, pagka feeling mo magaling ka na. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah. So just, keep putting yourself out there. Because you build tolerance to it, I guess.
Yeah.
And yun, parang, okay, just another day, just another rejection.
Yung pa ako nainis. Kasi yung may kasalanan, si tita, na biglang huminto. Sabi niya, oh, it's okay, don't let it ruin your day. Sabi ko, you ruined our day. Wasak yung kotse namin, ikaw, konti lang yung damage sa kanya.
But nothing like happened like physically naman.
Wala naman.
Okay.
Damage lang yung car. And I was on my way to work, to Bondi.
Okay.
It's a big project. It's a 3 weeks shoot.
Oh.
Towards the end na siya nung shoot on the 3rd week na. So, crash, dating kagad yung mga tow trucks. I had to get an Uber to go to work. I still work.
Yeah.
Kasi, too much at stake if we stop the production. But, yeah, I thought I was okay. Kasi, sinushoot ka pa ng psychologist.
Oh.
Siya yung client. Sabi niya, sit down. Kasi, yung adrenaline mo,
Yeah.
mataas pa.
That's true.
So, pag nawala yung adrenaline mo, dun mo mararamdaman yung what actually happened.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, that's it. I learned from my mistakes. So, every time I'm driving past that spot,
Oo. So,
Kasi-
bridge pa.
before the bridge,
Before
may
the
billboard
bridge.
dun Every time I'm driving there, it was at this moment when he knew he effed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. How can you tell if you're making the right decisions in life?
Ooh. This is a big one. I think from what I've learned is that by intuition or you feel it differently within you. I was listening to this podcast, I think yesterday, which said that if you are doing something against like yourself, like your values, you would have physical manifestations of it. But if you are in flow and if you are living life within your values, like your nervous system like feels more relaxed and you feel it within you also. I don't know how to explain it better, and I don't know if you agree or you feel that. Pero parang mas like relaxed ka as a person. Do you agree or like do you feel that?
I have a checklist. Now, when I'm doing something, does it tick the boxes?
Okay.
Diba? Is it within my values, my morals?
Yeah.
As a person, as a Christian, as a son,
Yeah.
does it match dun sa tinuro sa akin ng magulang ko? Diba? And then, obviously, you consult other people like mentors,
Yeah.
teachers na, hey, this is what I'm doing now. Ito yung goal ko. What do you think? Do you think I'm doing the right thing?
Yeah.
And I think most people, they're stuck because they don't ask for help. Maybe they ask ChatGPT or Google. They don't ask real people within
Right.
the circle.
Right.
And me, I think I'm fortunate enough na even though I'm introvert, I love to go out there and ask people.
Yeah.
Na wala akong hiyang magtanong eh. Kahit, what's the worst case, the worst answer you could get? They say no.
Yeah.
Or they say, get out of here.
Yeah.
But at least I shoot my shot, diba? And most successful people, any type of question, open sila eh. Kahit finances yan, kahit personal, because they want to share it. Because they've been there.
Right.
And I think they appreciate people who have genuine questions.
Yeah.
Not the basic, boring questions
Yeah.
na, diba? Mundane. So, yeah, I stick to my checklist. I ask people, hey, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Do you think, I'm going under the right path? But they just ask me the same question. Hey, what's your goal? What are you trying to do? And then let's reverse engineer. Let's see if you're doing the right thing. Or again, find someone who already done what you want to do, and then just ask them.
I think like that's one of my favorite pieces of advice also that I've just learned in the last years. Na don't take advice from someone who is not living a life that you want. Like just take advice from someone who you genuinely admire, right? And who is maybe living parts of life that you envision for yourself also.
Yeah.
Like that is valuable advice. And not just like yung mga naysayers or like sometimes, with friends even, like they mean well, but are they the best people to give advice? Not all the time, right?
Yeah. You need to filter the advice. So yes, they mean well, but let's say you want to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
You're not going to ask a homeless person
Exactly.
how to be a millionaire. Diba?
Exactly.
If you want to be, an expert in something, say marketing, you're not gonna ask an accountant how to be, expert in marketing. Kasi iba yung nila eh, yung focus nila.
Exactly.
And yung niche nila. So learn how to filter advice.
But I'm curious also, like obviously we can take advice from mentors, etc. But for you personally, how much of your intuition do you rely on as well? Like gut feel.
A lot. Because I'm stubborn eh.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you already made a decision in your heart.
Yeah.
Pero you're gonna ask someone,
Yeah.
hey, what do you think?
But you already know what you want.
But because my mentors, they're good.
Yeah.
They could sense you already made a decision.
Yeah.
Haven't you? I'm like, yeah. So why are we talking?
Yeah.
Doon na ako nasisermonan.
Oh.
But again, to remove the emotions aside,
Yeah.
let's look at the goals, look at the checklist, ano ba yung ginagawa mo?
Yeah.
And then let's see kung magtutugma siya. Yeah, but by nature, because I'm a risk taker, I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
Even you speak to my sisters, my parents.
Yeah.
The more you tell me not to go there, I'm like, oh, what's in there? Like, don't do it, it's dangerous. Oh, really?
What's there? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny because that's how my parents would describe me. Number one adjective, stubborn.
Yeah. And I think most entrepreneurs are stubborn. Because we want to be entrepreneur because we want to build our own kind of circle, our own system.
Yeah.
It's hard to cage someone with a creative mind and a stubborn person.
Yeah.
Stubborn and creative, good luck. Because they will always try to find a way to get out of that box.
Yeah, I feel that.
Pero yung mga octopus, nakita mo yun? Na, how did you get out of that box?
Yeah.
Na walang butas.
Yeah. Galing mga octopus eh. They're so smart.
What's your advice for overcoming procrastination? Or are you a procrastinator?
I mean, I also like procrastinate, but I think like what helped for me is trying to schedule things and putting it in a calendar so that and preparing also. So like now I've established, let's say every Sunday, I spend like a few minutes looking at like how my week would be and already having some slots there para like at least I have a guide. Not to say na super specific na yung gagawin ko, but at least like I know what I need to prioritize this week, what can be delegated or what can be maybe pushed back, and then what are like non-negotiables. And then I try to find blocks now within it. That's like what's worked for me so far, and I'm trying to work towards.
How do you procrastinate naman? What do you do?
I just like put it off like until the end of the day, and then wala, like cram it like throughout the night, for example. Or let's say a perfect example, like yesterday, I was meant to run like 10K, like that was in my running plan yesterday, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna do like errands at home. So nag-end up, ginawa ko na siya like at 6 p.m. And, like it's getting dark, so I kind of had to rush. So when I went out, ayun, I did it. Tapos biglang sobrang umulan kagabi. So in the middle of my run, it was like storming and I was like super wet.
Yeah.
And yun yung example of like procrastination. I could have done it like earlier in the day. I just chose to do it at night. Ayun. So that was like my lesson yesterday.
Yeah.
But I still did it. I'm still gonna do it. I'm just gonna, parang yung sa thrill, parang, like I'm working on it. I have to finish it like right now. Ganon. I don't know. Do you procrastinate like that?
Wait, so tumakbo ka,
Tumakbo
umulan.
ako. Yeah.
Did you still do the 10K?
I did like 7.6. Hindi, kasi 10K siya dapat, pero like at 5K, umulan siya ng sobrang lakas with thunder. So I was like, okay, hindi ko na yata matatapos. So I went back home. But I still did it. Like, so 3/4 of the way, I would say.
Did you get to that feeling that you're in your own MTV? Raining, you're running.
Yeah.
Did you have like your music on?
Yeah. I loved it. Surprisingly, parang wow, tas ang lamig.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm like, oh, when people are seeing me, siguro inisip na, wow, no excuses si ate.
But in your brain, I should have done this earlier.
Yeah. Hindi naman, parang na-enjoy ko na rin.
Yeah.
Parang, oh, well, I still did it.
Yeah.
So, I'm so happy I did it. Pero funny lang kasi hindi ko chinek yung forecast.
Right.
So, I was like, oh, shit. Like, ang lakas ng hangin. Like, may thunder. So, it's like, maybe it's not so safe to be, like, running right now with, like, thunder and lightning. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you procrastinate and, like, how do you deal with it?
I nap. For about 1 to 2 hours in the afternoon. And is that procrastination?
Nap and then like you go do something?
Yeah, because I don't really procrastinate a lot.
Oh.
Maybe it's a good, bad thing. I think procrastination is also a form of balance.
Yeah.
Now, when you feel like you need to procrastinate, it's your body telling you that, hey, you need a break.
Yeah.
But sometimes my form of procrastination is moving from another work to another work.
Yeah.
Parang, okay, I'm tired of this work. I'll put it on the side.
Yeah.
I'll focus on this one. So it's all I do, work. I'm a workaholic.
Oh.
If I'm not working on actual business, I'll be cleaning at home.
The house, yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't like relax?
I used to relax a lot, but now even like last night, I tried to watch a TV show. It's called Sprint on Netflix. It's running because I used to be in track and field in my early days. And I get bored not doing something. Maybe it's a dopamine thing. Like you're watching and then you keep picking up your phone. Like looking at social media and then look at the screen when something interesting is happening and then go back to your phone.
Yeah.
Parang if I watch an episode of a TV show, say 45 minutes, maybe 15 minutes I'll be watching and then the rest I'll be like on my phone. I'm like actively watching, listening, but I'm on like TikTok.
Yeah.
Looking for inspiration
interesting.
or checking emails. It's unhealthy.
I think you should meditate.
I used to.
You can. It's
do.
hard.
I try. My friend Mizko, one of my business, he's a client, a friend, and a mentor. He taught me the meditation for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
With the music.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is boring.
No, I swear, like I couldn't do it before.
Yeah.
Also, but when I got
Plus the breath work.
plus
Yeah.
breath work is so good.
Yeah.
for you. So meditation, like I do it now every morning, like before I do guided meditations now. So I still use my phone, but it's usually like the first thing I do. But I've done it like a streak of like a whole full year. Ganon. It's life changing, honestly. Like I feel more zen now. Like I'm more relaxed as a person.
Right.
Like my emotions are more in check. Like I can look at it and parang, oh, you feel that way, okay. Like I can separate myself more from it, and I'm not super like in it, like lost within it. Anyway, highly recommend.
Sige. Well, I think my form of procrastination, or maybe relaxed time, when I drive at night. I do night driving
Okay.
because
Like without a destination?
I said like go to the mountains or to the beach,
Oh.
and then listen to podcasts.
Okay.
So I'll probably go like 2-3 hours out at night after my daddy duties.
Yeah.
Why? Because at nighttime there's no traffic.
Right.
Plus, my hands are on the wheels.
Yeah.
My eyes are focused on the
Yeah.
road.
You're like
podcast.
focused on one thing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not touching my phone.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
I'll call, my cousin
Yeah.
or my family, but that's my form of like
Yeah.
relaxation.
I guess that's your form of like decompression.
Yeah.
And almost like meditation in a sense also.
And going to the gym.
Yeah.
I spend like 2-3 hours at the gym.
Oh.
People like, "Oh, I spend like 45 minutes, an hour. Why? What do you do at the gym? Because sometimes it's just being in the gym. Sometimes I take like long sets or like full body workout, or say an hour in the treadmill running plus 2 hours of weightlifting.
Damn, that's long.
Yeah. When I spend 3 hours at the gym, that means I don't have enough work. I'm not that busy. And I love those days. Now
Yeah.
I can just go to the gym and not looking at the time. Now I have to go back home and do work.
Love that.
Yep. What is your best life advice for Gen Z?
Life advice, I would say, is from early on, try to find what you value most in life. That is like true to you and not true to anyone else. And stick to it and try to build your life around those values. So, for example, like freedom is a big value of yours, right? Like try to reverse engineer your life towards having a lot of freedom in your life. Let's say family is important to you, then build your life around having access to your family, and being with your family and having time with your family. Like, I think that's one of the things that I wish I knew earlier, is knowing what you value in life, and building your life around that.
Why do younger generations feel lost when it comes to studying and working?
Well, I think like we're also part of that. And I think it's because there's also like a lot of noise, right? Like with social media, like you're so hyper aware of like what other people are doing, what their milestones are in life. So there's a lot of, I guess, things that could pull you in certain directions. And you think na you're supposed to be doing just because like other people are doing it, versus before. Now we didn't live in this super like hyper aware environment that we knew exactly what people were doing all the time, right? So I think that's why maybe like a contributing factor. I think. I don't know if you agree.
Is it okay to party hard or magwalwal when you're burnt out?
Personally, no. I don't think it's like a good solution, just because think about like your state the next day. Like you don't feel better than you did like in that moment, right? So you're going to have to recover, and maybe it feels good in that moment to do that. But I always think of like, what is it going to be like the next day when that's over? Do I feel better or worse? And if you feel worse, then for me, parang it's not worth it. Like for me, there's nothing wrong with like partying, going out, having drinks, but you can do it in like a very balanced way, in my opinion. And I just hate the recovery of it, like when the next day and I can't get out of bed, and I just have to stay in bed because I'm so tired or like so drunk. I don't know.
You keep
Like I
saying to
hated.
yourself, "No, I'm never gonna drink again."
Yeah.
So burnout ka na, nagparty ka, you probably spent what, $200 on drinks,
Yeah.
or maybe in the Philippines, I don't know, 3,500.
Yeah.
Plus, you probably vomited inside the
Yes.
cab or your
Yeah.
friend's car, probably did something stupid
Yeah.
that you would regret the next day or hopefully not for the rest of your life. And then you wake up and still feel,
Like shit.
yeah, like multiple of pagkatalo, di ba?
Yeah.
Burnout, lost money, vomited, headache.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like with burnout, right? Like that's not really addressing the situation. So it's not actually going to make it better.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For me, no, it's not. It's not a it's not a solution definitely.
What do you think is the best solution? Pag burnout ka, what do I need to do to get out of it?
I think in general, of course, like taking a step back to reflect and rest. I think like that's one thing, right? Like taking ample rest by yourself, and like trying to like listen to yourself, um, and just being with yourself. I think I do that a lot, and I think like that has brought me so much clarity in my life. Also, like spending time alone and with your thoughts, and maybe like writing things down and reflecting. I think for me, that helps like with burnout versus like trying to spend your energy elsewhere or trying to distract yourself. It's more of like come back to yourself and yeah, try to work on that within yourself, within your energy.
How do you avoid overthinking in a long distance relationship? You experienced this, diba?
Yes. I was in a long distance relationship for almost 2 years. Overthinking. I think it comes down kasi to the foundational things. Meaning, if you trust your partner from the get go, and if that level of trust is already established, then it lessens the chances of like you overthinking. Kasi parang those little scenarios don't even like enter your head so much anymore. So foundational trust is very important. That's one. The second thing is, I don't know, like I think like why it worked for me and my partner that we were in a long distance relationship for so long also is because we were busy doing our own things. And no one was just, alam mo yun, parang less busy than the other na parang walang ginagawa. So parang you're more like, okay, what is this person doing kaya? Eh parang if you're both working towards like your own things and you're both busy, then you don't really have that much time to overthink. Yeah.
I like that. Kasi, kunyari, yung partner mo nasa ibang bansa.
Yeah.
Their focus is to work, diba?
Yeah.
To have a better life. Maybe bring you the other
Yeah.
partner then. Tapos ikaw, kung wala kang work, you're not studying, not working, you just, I don't know, stay at home. All you do is Netflix. Your brain, keeps running na. Ano kang ginagawa niya?
Yeah.
Ba't kaya hindi siya nag-reply?
Yeah.
Eh, busy yung tao nagtatrabaho, di ba?
Yeah.
Building your future and then you're there overthinking na you're thinking maybe may ginagawa siyang hindi maganda or maybe he found someone else. Like,
Yeah.
come on. That dude sacrificed,
Yeah.
so many things to go out there to build, a better life. So yeah, I like that.
A solution to avoid overthinking, find a hobby.
Yeah. Or
Or
work.
like find something to do.
So you don't overthink. I love that. How do you know if someone is the one?
Well, I've said this like again and again, and because this is like a principle that I hold very true to myself, it's all about like alignment to you and your partner's like values, like your priorities in life. If they align, if you admire the person, I think is one big factor also, like that I think like he's the one. If the person inspires you to become like a better person, then he's the one. And most of all, if you are compatible, I think it just comes down to like compatibility. And a lot of it is, parang if you agree on like values, principles in life. Yeah, that's like my simple answer.
Which one would you prioritize first? Say you're in your mid-20s to late 30s. Sorry, late 20s.
Which one would I prioritize? Probably my career. Just because I want to have like that stability, and once I get that, then I can focus on like other things, other priorities. Pero yeah, that like level of stability kasi is very important. Also in any relationship, because if you're not stable like financially, that's just the truth. Like you need money to feed yourselves, then it's also not going to be good for your relationship
Exactly.
anyway.
Because 70% of our problems is because money. It's money related. How to pay bills, how to pay tuition fee,
Yeah.
how to send money back home.
Yeah.
But once you solve that or stable ka na, then your focus, your brain have more capacity to find someone that will complement your life.
Yeah.
You will not just, I guess, mas smart ka na dun sa choices mo, dun sa partner, dun sa love life.
Yeah.
Kasi yung mind mo, medyo mas relaxed na siya because you're not into surviving
Survival
mode.
mode, yeah.
So you're a bit smarter na, okay, I'm gonna swipe right on this person. This one left kasi didn't fit my criteria.
Right.
Yeah. And I might get a bit of hate to this, but for me, dating, it's like looking for a job, HR. Okay, let's have a look at the resume.
Yeah.
Because this is what I want in my life. Someone who's this and that, who have share the same values, have the same faith, make kunyari 100K pesos a month. Because for me, stability financially is very important.
Yeah.
Because I came from a struggling family.
Yeah.
So, this for me is important. So, and that's how I did it. Diba? When I, met my partner.
Yeah.
This is my checklist.
Yeah.
Na pinakita ko sa kanya, this is my life. I need to send money back home kasi
Yeah. That's the
supporting my
reality.
family.
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on my goals. These are my goals. If you agree with my goals, with my values, then let's do life together. Kung hindi, okay lang. Thanks for for your time. I'll pay for the coffee. We'll move on.
Yeah. I think that's very important, like your alignment. And also, yeah, if your partner is okay with certain things in your life that exist and that they're willing to go with you through life right?
People think that's a bit selfish, but for me, you have to be. It's not selfish, but you need to prioritize yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Kasi I'm not gonna prioritize just you.
Yeah.
Let's prioritize each other.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I want. That's what you want. Oy, bagay. Pagsamahin natin. Let's do it. But
Yeah.
I will not change my goals, my values just to be with you.
I agree.
I hate those words now. Oh, you completed me.
Yeah, that is not true love.
Meaning, pag umalis siya, basag ka ulit. Di ba? Kasi that person completed you, di ba?
Yeah.
You feel, ano yan? The missing piece, the missing puzzle.
I think if that's like very taken like very literally, then yeah, that's not how it's supposed to be, I think. Like you need to be both complete like persons and then you come together and live life together. Like that's the best partnership.
Yep.
Not yung parang someone's lacking and you're filling that gap and then the other one's lacking.
Mas attractive yun, di ba? You see someone, they look like they have their shit together.
Yeah.
They're financially doing well, they look good, family person na parang, I want to be with that person. Oh, I want to be like that person.
Yeah.
Now, I don't need anyone, but I chose to have you in my life.
Yeah.
Kasi, I like you to be part of my team in this game of life.
Yes.
Diba? Lalim. Ito, how important is knowing each other's love language in a relationship?
It's very important, I would say, because sometimes like what you're expecting is not what your partner tends to give. And so if you know this is the way they show you their love, then you get to appreciate it more, right? So for example, for my partner, his love language is like acts of service. So it's never like the big gifts. It's never that. But when I see him like do little things here and there for me to make my life easier, then yeah, I acknowledge it and at least I know. So I think it's very important because we're very different people, wired differently. So how we express and show love is also very different. And knowing what your partner's love language is can make them feel more appreciated as well. Yeah.
I hear a lot of stories na, oh, I bought this expensive gift for my partner.
Yeah.
And they did not even appreciate it. He or she did not like it. And maybe because for you, your love language is giving gifts.
Yeah.
But for that person, maybe quality time.
Yeah.
So, it's not that hindi nila na-appreciate. It's like, iba yung nagpapasaya sa nila. Iba yung
Yeah.
nag-feel nung nila. Nung
Yeah.
tank nila, yung love tank nila.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think, important rin na you both know each other's, and medyo aligned. I don't know. Yeah.
How do you deal with parents who don't believe in you or your passions?
Oh. Interesting, because I think, like, from my background, right, my parents wanted like a very different trajectory for me.
Ano yung gusto nila sa'yo?
Lawyer.
Lawyer.
Yeah. My parents are both lawyers.
Right. Okay.
So in our family, that's like very much that's only what you can do. My parents are very traditional. And it's fair, because my parents also grew up like not having so much, and it was the way for them to provide for us, like give us like a good life. So fair, like it's the proven strategy na for them, eh. So they only want that for us, right? But I think if you are encountering something like that, it's tough. There's no doubt about it. Pero I think you just have to like stay true to yourself and maybe show them that you can rely on yourself and you can provide for yourself. Kasi at the end of the day, yun lang naman yung gusto nila, eh, right? To keep you safe and to keep you comfortable and make sure na, you have like a good life. And if you can show them that you are very capable, that you are very independent, then I think that they will, that they will come round to it. Na parang they'll see, parang she's right. Maybe it's not the path that I wanted for her, but if she's doing well and if she's comfortable, she's very independent, then they'll realize na, okay, I can support her in like whatever she wants to
Yeah.
do.
Because their job as a parent is to protect you, di ba?
Yeah.
To make sure you do well in life.
Yeah.
And they will do it dun sa paraan na alam nila.
Yes.
So I think my advice for those people who feel or experience na their parents don't appreciate what they do or don't support them, show them like facts, evidence.
Yeah.
Kunyari, they want you to be a nurse or lawyer. You want to be a TikToker or YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like, gather evidence. Like, look at this person.
Right.
Ito yung ginawa niya step by step. Now, he's a 21-year-old
Yeah.
making millions doing car reviews or
Exactly.
game reviews. Yes, maybe it's different from what you want for me, but hey, someone else is doing my goal, my dream life.
Exactly.
So kung nagawa niya, I can do it as
Kaya ko
well.
rin, yeah.
So
That's so true. I think sometimes we also just have to open up their world because they're not super familiar with all of these new jobs and opportunities, right? Because they're from a different generation. So
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to show them, like what you said, that it's possible,
yeah,
right?
I have a tito, yung phone niya yung Nokia pa din na keypad,
Yeah.
like
Yung black and white.
yeah, yung may snake.
Yeah.
Hindi siya, ayaw niya rin ng iPhone.
Right.
And he still managed to run his business,
wow.
run life as usual.
Okay.
Pero, yun yung nakasanayan niya eh. So, again, different generation,
Yeah.
different strategies, different beliefs.
Yeah.
But I think everyone just need to be open-minded.
Yeah.
Understand na iba na yung panahon ngayon.
Yeah.
The age of the internet, AI, Web3, and then back then, di ba?
Yeah.
Facts.
Did you ever experience that though, like with your family
My parents, luckily, I'm fortunate enough na they're very supportive.
in any endeavor?
Obviously, there are times na you sure ka ba dyan? Tatanungin nila ako. Na pag sila naman kasi they want us to learn eh.
Right.
They're always, sila lagi yung parang safety net and safe haven. Na my mom always saying, okay, just so you know, if things didn't work out, we're here to help you. But if that's what you really want, ito yung mga sinabi namin, yung mga warnings namin, things that could go wrong. We just want you to be aware of these scenarios. But if you think it's still worth it, then do it.
Nice.
As long as it's not going to kill you, you come home in one piece.
Yeah.
Then it's fine. Do it.
Oh, that's so nice.
So, my dad just always tell me na hopefully lang yung gusto mong gawin, the mistakes will not cost you a long-term problem. Na will, na yung sakit or damage, hindi mo siya dadamdamin for the rest of your life.
Right.
Yeah. How can you stop feeling stuck when you feel like you're running in circles in life?
I think like the very first thing is to take a step back and to really have that space to reflect. I think for me it's really big kasi like we're not taught this like how to introspect and how to like listen to ourselves because sometimes when you do like you don't have the space to actually look at like your actions and look at things in like a macro perspective. So that's one thing that I would do, and this is like what I tell my clients also before is that they really need to carve out that space to be alone with themselves and not with other people because the opinions of others will always have an effect on you. But if it's just you, then you have the space to listen to yourself. That's one. And then the second one is once you get like some clarity, like take action and try things. Even as like a baby step, even as a first step. I think that's the way to get unstuck. It's not saying na parang you have to get to 0 to 100 agad, but just do something because that one step will already inform you. And parang, oh, did that feel good to you? Do you think like that's gonna work? Can you imagine doing that next step for the rest of your life? Yun, parang just take like baby steps is my take.
How can someone achieve self-fulfillment?
Hirap naman. Self-fulfillment. I don't know. Like feeling fulfilled in life, you mean?
Yeah.
How can you feel fulfilled in life? I think, again, I'm gonna go back to like your values and what's important to you. Because at the end of the day, like no matter what people say that you should achieve XYZ, XYZ, if that's not what you want as a person, it's never going to fulfill you because it's not yours. It's not what you want, it's not who you are. So as long as you keep doing that, then I don't think you're ever going to be fulfilled. But once you know what you want and really know who you are as a person and you work towards that no matter what's expected of you, then I think like that brings like the sweetest fulfillment and personal fulfillment. If you are doing something for yourself, like at the end of the day, that you know that you want.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Because what's important for other people doesn't have to be important
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Diba? If for other people it's important to have a 5-bedroom house,
Yeah.
mansion with a swimming pool, pero ikaw, your lifestyle, you want to live in a condo with 1 bedroom and in the heart of the city.
Exactly.
So then you don't have to buy that mansion, that 5-bedroom house kung happy ka na sa condo, di ba?
Exactly.
But again, it's easy kasi to feel left out na how come
Yes.
everyone's aiming for that one?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the goal. Maybe that's what will make me happy. And then, because I experienced it firsthand, na I chased things, money,
Yes.
business in my life na, oh, once I have this, I'll be happy.
And you got there.
I got there, I'm like,
is this it?
I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Maybe let's chase another one. And then I was able to get that, and then I'm still not happy.
Yeah.
So
That's what it is.
yeah, business, money, like all numbers. What's gonna happen when you get to 1 million? What's next? Billion,
Yeah.
and then trillion. Like it's,
That's the concept of like the moving goalpost, right?
yeah,
It always moves. So there's never like an end to it. Like after you achieve X, okay, then what's next? And that cycle will never like keep you happy.
Yeah.
Will never keep you fulfilled. And maybe it's because like what you said, you were chasing it because everyone else was chasing it, right? And then you got there and you're like, parang di naman pala. This is not it. So maybe that's the time you really take a step back and like, what is really important to me,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
be-
It's harder though. It's hard though.
yeah. To be fair though, I would recommend people to chase something
Yes.
because you will learn a lot in the process
Yeah.
than chasing nothing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you have to be trying.
Yeah,
You can't be just, hindi, pwede na to.
Yeah.
Like it's an active process. And then you learn about it and then di pala. And then you try something else.
Yeah.
Until like you find that thing.
Yeah.
Or like you arrive to that thing that you want. And I think like life's like that anyway. There's never like that static ending. Na parang, okay, this is it. Yeah.
How do you move on after losing a long-term relationship?
I think like how you recover is to build yourself up again. Kasi when you're with someone for so long, their life and they become such a big part of your life, right? So I think recovering from that takes building up your life from scratch again, like knowing the things that you like, things that you want to do, then maybe you put off because you were with someone who didn't like doing those things, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's hard. Like,
Yeah.
that's how it is.
I think for me, because some people after a breakup from a long-term relationship, they try to find
Someone
themselves
else?
again.
Oh yeah.
I said, you don't have to find your old self. You need to create a new one. Because going back to your old you, it's like going back to the previous mistakes.
Right.
Diba?
Yeah.
So, new chapter, write new stories,
Exactly.
write a new book, discover new things.
Yes. Discover yourself
Yeah,
and build a new version.
yeah. So you're not moving on, you're moving forward.
Yes. Love that.
Ooh. I should be a writer. How do you deal with self-sabotaging tendencies?
Like for me, it's trying to separate myself from my emotions, which as I've said, like meditation helped, clearing my mind helps. Yeah, because when you're so intertwined with your emotions, it's harder to get out of it. So, and self-sabotage like usually happens because your emotions are high. And so for me, like I meditate, I write things down, and try to compartmentalize. Okay, this is how I feel, but is it really true? Ayan.
For someone who prefers traditional dating, how can they navigate modern dating culture successfully?
Modern date. So I'm assuming like modern dating is like online dating, right?
Online, hookups,
Tinder,
very fast.
Right. I think I don't have personal experience, but I think how I would approach it if I preferred like a more traditional way of dating someone is that maybe I will use the apps, but then I will be straightforward in terms of like what I'm looking for from the very start and take that relationship more on like in person because I'm also like more an in-person person. Like I like hanging out with people in person and not like through texting.
Yeah.
So I would take like that relationship and try to plan out more quality time with a person that I'm getting to know. That's how I would do it. And also I would try to meet people organically. Like for example, for me, not for dating because I go to like women run clubs. That's how I meet people.
Yeah.
And that's organic, right? So and there are a lot of parang men and women running clubs, sports clubs, where you can meet people like more organically if you don't like the online dating type of thing.
For running club, they said it's the new
Tinder.
dating
Yeah.
sites.
Yeah.
People run
I heard
to
that.
find love.
Yeah, I heard that. Can't relate. I only go to the women's one, but yeah.
Right. Well, I run on my own.
Huh?
I run by myself. I don't have
Okay.
clubs.
Okay.
Kasi
I
nga-
love running clubs.
Do you?
I love it. I go to one every Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we do a loop in the harbor.
Yeah.
And then we end up in a bakery after. But it's all just women.
Yeah.
And, like, I like the friendships out of it.
I'm very competitive kasi I'm gonna raise people, even though,
Grabe. Hindi,
Yeah.
do it on your easy day.
Yeah, on easy
Yung
day.
parang chika,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ano,
Yung
slow day.
Zone
Recovery
two.
run. Yeah, exactly.
where you can comfortably talk while
Exactly.
running. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to the Philippines, so I might try the run clubs there.
Hindi ko nga na-try eh.
If there's one thing you're glad you didn't rush yourself into,
Oh, okay.
what would it be?
Definitely like marriage, choosing a partner.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yun, parang a lot of people are in a rush because like, oh, I'm getting old, like I'm turning 30, whatever, and just settle for a partner. I'm glad that I didn't do that.
Why?
I think like that's one of the most important decisions you're ever gonna make in your life. Finding a partner. And for me, I guess I wasn't coming from, alam mo yun, parang wanting to just find someone, just to be with someone. Like I was fine on my own. I could be fine on my own. So yeah, I would never, I'm glad that I never rushed into that decision. Yeah.
How do you choose what to pursue when you're good at many things?
I
Person.
think like for me, how do I pursue? I think it depends on like what my priorities are at that moment in life. So let's say if I'm looking for more stability, then I would pursue like a more stable option. If I was looking for more time freedom, then I would prioritize doing my own thing, maybe. It depends on like my priority during that time.
How do you handle feeling like a jack of all trades but a master of none?
I think I've embraced it, and thankfully there's a lot of like resources organizations there right now who support like more generalists and who see the value in it and who are trying to help generalists as well thrive more in the world that we're living in. So yeah, that's the embracing it, I guess, would be good. And like finding your own opportunities. I think like as a generalist, that's the thing. That's the key. Because there's no specific path for you to follow. It's up to you to find like opportunities. So yeah, that's how I've like embrace it and then find opportunities for yourself.
For me, right, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Now you're a jack of all trades. So what? Like who's counting?
Yeah.
Who's the police that will, tell you, hey, find a master something?
Yeah.
No one, diba?
I think it really depends on your personality. If it suits you, then
Yeah.
why go for something else?
Again, there's nothing wrong. Either you're a multifaceted, multi-passionate individual compared to, a niche or a
Especially, yeah.
specialist. If that makes you happy, then go for it, diba?
Exactly.
Personally, I would love to hang out with multi-passionate people. Now they love fitness, they love adventure,
Yeah.
they love eating. They're the foodies. They love, pets, or they're good at many things. Yes, maybe you're not master in one thing, but again, survival skills.
Yeah.
Diba? I think there's benefit to it.
I think it makes life interesting.
How do you handle pressure from work when it starts to affect your mental health?
For me, I think mindfulness helps a lot and exercise. Because for me, it helps clear my head. So having like that break always puts me in like a better headspace. So either yon like going for exercise, doing a meditation is always helpful for me.
What's your tips for someone who's trying to achieve financial freedom while supporting family obligations?
I would say always prioritize yourself first. And I don't know if that's like a cancelable answer, but I think it's very important to provide for yourself first and make sure that you are living well before you provide for others as well, because you have to take care of yourself to be like the best person for other people as well. I don't know, that's my answer.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
Di ba,
agree?
on the plane, right?
Yeah.
What do they tell? Like, in case of emergency, help yourself first. Put on your
Yeah.
mask before you help other people. Because how can you help other people if you're not well?
Yeah.
If you can't breathe,
Exactly.
diba? If you're still on the survival mode, diba? How can you help people?
Yeah. Help yourself first.
Yeah, help yourself, get strong, and then because you can help more people pagka
Yes.
malakas ka eh. Diba? If you're doing well emotionally, physically,
Yes.
financially, then yes, ngayon, you want to help everyone, pero ito lang yung meron ka.
Yeah.
So, very limited. How do you balance enjoying your hard-earned money and feeling guilty about it?
How do I do that? I think having a system like works. So for me, I'm more of like a set and forget person, meaning I will put out savings first, strictly, and then the rest can be like for fun or play. Yeah, that's how I do it.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Savings. I have buckets kasi.
Yeah.
So you have savings for your emergency.
Yeah.
Investment savings. Ito yung parang play money mo for investment.
Mm-hmm.
Either stocks, crypto, real estate, whatever. And then you have your play money talaga for fun.
Yeah.
Though I struggle with that because I don't do a lot
Oh.
of fun things.
Really?
I just do gym.
But like spending for yourself, ganon.
That's it, gym. Maybe traveling.
Yeah.
I'm a foodie.
Yeah. Eating out in like good restaurants.
Yeah, like if I like the food, I wouldn't think twice spending kunyari 500 or 1,000. If it's like experience, di ba?
Yes.
Kunyari, I don't know, restaurant ni, what's his name? Marco, is one of a very famous chef. Or maybe Gordon Ramsay. Ganun, experience,
Yeah.
foodie. Because Filipinos, I would love food.
Yeah,
And
I
I grew
love
up
food.
na
Yeah.
foodie family. Na
Yep.
we will travel, Philippines places.
Yes.
Kunyari, Bulalo, Tagaytay.
Yeah.
You crave this,
I
let's
love
go
Filipino
here.
food.
Yeah, when my lolo was still alive, siya yung talaga, foodie.
Talagang like you travel around. Yeah.
What toxic mindsets do you wish Gen Z and millennials would improve on?
Can you start?
Huh? Can I start? That's actually hard. Toxic mindsets. I guess feeling entitled. Feeling I deserve this. I hate that. Like I deserve it. Like, yes, maybe we all deserve something, but do you earn it? Did you work hard enough to earn it?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to say na, I deserve it. I deserve to splurge. I deserve to buy this new iPhone, this new shoes. Like, yes, you deserve it. I'm sure deserve din yan ng security card o ni ateng nagtitinda ng balot. But do you earn it?
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
So I guess that word na I deserve it comes with entitlement. Like, yes, I know you deserve it. Ako din. But do we earn it? Diba?
Yeah.
Do you have advice for introverts who want to build better relationships and make new friends? Are you an introvert?
No.
No.
I'm an extrovert. Well, I wouldn't say like I'm a super extrovert. Like I'm within like that spectrum. But I like meeting people kasi, but I think like for introverts, find extroverted friends. That's the tip. Because extroverted friends would always find things to go to, and if you stick to them, they'll bring you to places and bring you to stuff. And just be open. Parang I think this is I did a podcast before on like moving abroad, alone and like finding community. And I've tried like multiple things rin. Like I've tried like Bumble BFF. Do you know that? There's a friend version of like Bumble.
Yeah, I know Bumble, but
There's a BFF version where you find friends and not dating.
really?
I've done that. I've invited like I go to like stranger dinners. Like I've done it here. Like I went to someone's house who served dinner with like 5 other strangers. Like I've told you, I've hosted the event in my place just like 2 weeks ago, where it was like a bunch of women who didn't know each other. I like those like gatherings and like talking to people. So, and surprisingly, actually, a number of people in that event that went were introverts.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it all female or mixed?
All female.
Okay, yeah.
All women. Women in like 30, like late 20s to 30s.
Right.
I go to run clubs to like meet people. Yung mga ganun. Like there's already a lot of clubs that exist to find people. And especially here in Australia, na a lot of people are expats. I mean, so they're also trying to find community. So, being open to, yeah. If you want to find friends, like, let me know. I'll take you to places. Introduce you to people.
I know a lot of people that would benefit from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna name them, but yeah, because in reality, kasi Australia is it's lonely here. If you don't go out,
Yeah.
It's a beautiful country, but it can be very lonely if all you do is work, go home, study.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't go out there and meet people, maano
That's.
talaga,
Oh, yeah.
ma-homesick ka,
Oh, yeah.
'di ba? And being on FaceTime with your family overseas will not fix the homesickness.
Yeah.
Feeling ko mas ano pa nga eh. Minsan lumalala pa eh.
Oh, you have to get out. Like, you have to be social. Like, we are social beings, honestly. And, like, we always crave for community. Like, in that event that I hosted, because it's true now, like, it's harder to make friends as an adult because people are busy, right? But the common thread in that women's circle that I did is that they're looking for a community also to share, like, deep conversations with. Someone just has to provide that space, and then you can like venture out and like meet other people. So I love doing those things because I feel like it's such a need that people don't really talk about so much, but we all need it, we all want it.
I think that's the common misconception about introverts is that we hate people
Yeah.
or we hate gathering. We don't. We just hate being in a room where we don't connect with the people.
You're very selective.
Yeah.
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 With your energy.
Yeah. For me, small talks, ngayon medyo okay na kasi you need to have small talks eh. But before, I would completely
Ayaw mo
dismiss. But again, sino ba naman yung nasa meeting ka, first question is, hey, what's your goal in life?
Yeah.
Like, di ba? So you gotta always have to start with small talks. How's your day? What do you do?
Yeah.
Di ba? And then slowly build up.
Yeah.
Ang hirap naman ng first nyo mag-meet. Di
Sobrang
ba?
ano naman.
Di ba? What do you want in life?
Yeah. There needs to be like an icebreaker. But yeah.
Yeah, appetizers, then main.
Appetizers. Exactly.
Yeah. So again, yeah, introverts, we don't hate people. We just love our own people. Yeah.
Fair.
You know, same goals, same likes.
Yeah.
Similar hobbies.
So, as I've said, like you've created a lot of videos already with like successful Filipino entrepreneurs here. And I think what we can talk about more now is your advice for people who are in the in-betweens, right? Like maybe you're someone who's tried to create your own thing, you're building your own thing now, but it's not there yet, right? So, what do you do like in that in-between? So, those are like my questions. That's what's going to be around like my questions. Question 1. How did you start setting goals when you were starting out? And were they always like financial goals?
To be honest, at the beginning, I didn't have goals. I just want to do the thing.
Right.
And then I I started it. I like it. What are the goals? Ano yung common goals sa mga taong ginagawa to? Kunyari, I started a video and photography production company called Ascent Studios. When I started it, I just love cameras and shooting and getting paid. But higher goals, when I first 1-2 years, I'm like, I got nothing. I just enjoy it. I get paid. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then I've met bigger people,
Right.
or bigger businesses na ito yung goal namin for the next 3 to 5 years. I'm like, okay, how did you come up with that goal?
Yeah.
Doon ako nag-start na, okay, sabi nila, Zach, if you don't have goals, wala kang mahihit. If you don't have a target, you'll hit it every time. Kasi you don't have a target eh. But once you set goals, target, then you have a direction.
Yeah.
Para may point A and point B ka na.
Yeah.
And in life, diba, we often mistake yung movement for progress.
Right.
Hindi ibig sabihin na you're moving, you're progressing in life. Because everyone's moving, but not everyone's growing and progressing. So goals, I just kind of, I always have goals naman nung bata ako na ito yung mga gusto ko sa buhay, but hindi yung obsessed to have them. Kind of like, these are my goals, kung makuha ko sila, okay. Kung hindi, it's okay.
Nice.
Diba?
Love
But yeah,
that.
set my goals again, maybe when I was in my late 20s na then. When life starting to get, serious.
Yeah.
When I realized, hey, I need to find a way to retire my parents early
Right.
so they don't have to work as much. Ganun.
What do you do when you're not meeting those goals? Or like, how do you reassess? Like you've said, you're not obsessed with the goals. But if you're not hitting something, How do you like reassess, or how do you consider na parang, okay, this one is not working, I'm gonna stop doing it na?
There's a book called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. Sabi niya, in business or in life, when you start something, you need to know the point when to pursue
Yeah.
or when to pivot. So let's say you have milestones, diba? Say you reach the first milestone, and then you assess, is this worth pursuing?
Yeah.
Did we hit the goals? Yung checklist. If not, should we try it again or should we pivot? If we try it again, kasi may cost yun eh.
Yeah.
Achieving your goals, there's always a cost. Your time, your money, the time and effort of people around you, people who believe in you. So there's always a cost. And kunyari nag-fail yung first goal, how many times can you fail till you tell to yourself, it's time to change. It's time to pivot.
I don't know if you want to answer this, but my questions were like, what were the first investments that you did?
Number one, this might sound cliche, but myself.
Okay.
Kasi first, education. I've attended lots of seminars. Kahit nung college pa lang. Mostly free. Kasi didn't have a lot of money. May mga Graphica Manila, yung mga photographers. If it's free, mga events ng Canon, yung Canon
Right.
camera. So
Nice.
I'll go to those events. Most of them are free naman eh. Or you just need to register. Unahan lang. So I'm always into studying, learning other people's journey. I love to learn through other people's story. And I'm an observant. I'm good at observing things
Yeah.
and reading people na, how they talk, how they deliver their message. Ayun. Ano yung tanong?
First investments that you did.
Yeah, sorry. So, yeah, I invested heavily in myself, like education, and then fitness. So, pagdating ko pa lang ng Australia, my cousin Maybelline, she helped me get a gym membership. And then, she was paying for it. And then eventually, ako na yung, kaya ko na bayaran yung monthly subscription. And 10 years now. And consistently, I go to the gym.
Nice.
And kasi nga, you can have all the success financially, but if you cannot enjoy them,
Yeah, because
kasi
you're not
weak,
healthy.
you're not
Yeah.
healthy, wala din. So, yeah, invested a lot in education, learning, It doesn't have to be expensive. There's YouTube, there's
Yeah.
TikTok now, there's ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Books, they're everywhere. Like I bought the Atomic Habits for $2 from my neighbor.
Nice.
Kasi nag-ano sila eh.
Like
Garage
book sale,
sale.
yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, just have it.
Yeah.
No, I'll give you something. How much do you want? She's like, give me $2. May binigay siya ng $2. So yeah,
Nice.
I think it's $25 on Amazon. So yeah, and then yeah, again, self.
Yeah.
Kasi starts within you eh.
That's true.
And it cannot be taken away from you. If you know how to build a business from the ground up,
Right.
mawala man yun, benta mo yun, maloko ka, you know how to do it again.
Yeah.
You know how to replicate it,
Yeah.
the process. So, yeah.
And when was that point when you started to like invest in yourself and in your health?
Well, that was 2014 nang dumating ako dito. I was just going to the gym because, I'm parang, YOLO, no, not YOLO, parang FOMO. Kasi everyone here, they look buff.
Yeah.
Diba?
Everyone's so fit.
I think maybe 7 out of 10 people here, they have some sort of,
Yeah.
gym membership or they do something active.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to feel, left out. So, ayun. And then it gotten serious lang nung, I think maybe 3 years down the line na, okay, I need to stick with it. Na more consistent,
Yeah.
na prioritize ko siya. Add it on my calendar. Kasi if it's not on your calendar, it's never gonna happen. If you don't write it down, it's not on your priority list, mapoprocrastinate eh.
Yeah.
Kunyari nalagay sa calendar mo, I'll go to the gym 5 a.m. And then you wake up, you know what, I'll go tonight. And the night comes. Oh, I'm so full. I just had
Yeah,
sinigang
that's
and
so
rice
true.
and like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the trick is don't give yourself your brain to process it. Diba?
Just do it.
Just do it. Put
Yeah.
on your training shoes. That's the hardest thing.
It is hard.
Putting on the training
It's
shoes,
hard,
getting
yeah.
ready. But pag nasa gym ka na or tumatakbo ka na, it's actually felt good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it.
I agree.
So yeah.
It's the hardest thing just to get up.
Yep. Especially pag winter, di ba?
Yeah, tas ang dilim, tas ang lamig.
Yeah. I'm like, do I have to?
Yeah. Or sometimes like what I do is to break it down. Na parang, okay, I'll just go for 10 minutes. Tas wala, when you go 10 minutes, and nandun ka na eh. So parang, okay, I'll just stay longer. I'll just run for longer. Yeah. How do you pick business partners, if you have business partners, and people who you work with?
Very, very good question. First, business partners. I choose people who are like me, robots, people who use less of their hearts and emotion,
Oh.
and they look things objectively. And if I feel like mako-compromise yung friendship namin, I'd rather say no to that person. Look, our friendship is more important to me than this business. So I'm gonna say no to your offer na you want to partner with me.
Right.
It's either I'll do this on my own or find a different partner. But so far kasi most of the businesses that we have, I manage myself or with my wife. Others, we have silent investors.
Right.
If we have partners, we have our roles, the delegation, so we don't clash.
Yeah.
Especially kung ikaw yung visionary.
Yeah.
Your partner should be on the machines. Execution. Otherwise, kung pareho kayong visionary, ito yung gusto niya, ito yung gusto mo.
Yeah.
And then pareho kayong stubborn. Diba? You're always gonna clash.
Right.
So I guess, yeah, you need to understand what you can offer to the table. Again, if you're gonna find a business partner, if you need one, what am I good at? Ano yung weaknesses ko? And then I'm gonna find someone who will fill in the gap. Kasi if I'm the
answer.
leader type, kung gusto ko ako yung nasusunod, tapos ganun din yung business partner mo.
You're gonna clash.
Clash. Kung you have OCD, tapos ganun din yung partner mo, you're gonna clash kasi you wanna do things
Your way.
It's a very particular way, tapos ganun din siya.
Right.
Diba? Even yung small things eh. Now, this is how the office pantry should look like. The plates. Ikaw, gusto mo yung baso nandito. Gusto niya nandito. So small things,
Right.
but because of your pagiging OCD mo, na minsan friction eh.
Right.
Yeah.
Mukhang from experience
Yeah. Yeah. So I had friends. Now we started
something.
Yeah, friends, then we started a business. And then early sabi ko, bro, our relationship as friends is very important to me.
So stop na.
Parang ninong ka ng anak ko.
Oh.
Diba? You're really good, have a relationship with me and my wife. I don't want to damage that. So let's just split. Let's become best friends, but business partners. Let's do not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's stick to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, he agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it the same with people in your team? Same.
Yeah, same. So I have specifics criteria na ito yung roles mo. And most of the people who work with me are my friends, childhood friends, my
Okay.
VAs. For me kasi, I watched how they deal with things nung bata pa kami. How they deal with their emotions, how they deal with pagka natatalo kami sa basketball or sa school when they got palakol grades, 70 instead of 80.
Yeah.
Diba? How they deal with failure. So, because I'm very observant nga, ngayon siya nagko-connect the dot eh. Okay, I know how you handle things. That's why I hired you to be part of the team. Pero ito yung checklist. Diba? If hindi ka happy dito, it's okay. I'll find someone else.
Well, this other question I had was, when is it time to hustle and when is it time to relax a bit more?
I'm not sure if I'm the right person to to answer
Oh
the
yeah.
relaxed part.
He doesn't like relaxing.
I like to relax. I just struggle.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's not a flex. I seriously struggle in relaxing. And my form of relaxing is going for a drive because my hands are tied on the wheels
Yeah.
and my eyes are focused on the road and I have a music podcast going on.
Yeah.
So, when to hustle, again, it should be tied to your goals eh. Ano bang hinahabol mo sa buhay? Ano bang gusto mo? Kasi if your goal is to eat, again, you cannot complain that your plate is full. Diba? That's what you want to do, diba? You want to eat, you want to feed the people around you. So if you have so much things on your plate, then be grateful. Iba nga, they got nothing on their plates eh. And they have mouths to feed.
Yeah.
So, when to hustle should be tied to your goals. Ano hinahabol and ano yung milestone. And then, ngayon, I can afford to celebrate na the wins before win after win. I don't care. I just, okay, what's the next? What's the next one?
Oh.
Kasi I was chasing that money nga eh.
Right.
Like, we need to make this much. Okay, now, taas natin.
Never ends.
Never ends. And yun yung sabi sa'yo, di ba, I thought happiness would be in that achieving the financial goals. And then dadating yung point na, wait, I'm comfortable now. What am I chasing
Yeah.
for?
Exactly.
Na, it's never ending eh.
Never ends. Yep.
So, that's why I had my goals then, a checklist na, okay, want my parents to retire early, build a house for them, mapagraduate yung sisters, be on the giving end na, not on the receiving end. When someone calls for help, I can help them both financially and time. For me, time.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, hey Zach, I need you here. I need your help. Okay. Because I run my business, I can manage my time. I can be there. I can delegate things.
Yeah.
Or I can push the client. Or totally cancel the
The
meeting.
thing, yeah.
Kasi, you can afford to.
Love
Yeah.
that. I think you can relax now.
Yeah. I'm trying. This is relaxing. Podcasting is relaxing.
Yeah. My last question is, what are your self-care practices? And I guess, how do you view health now versus then?
Before, I thought self-care is getting, big muscles, getting have the abs, doing intermittent fasting. But that kind of ruined my mental health a little bit because I was doing it the wrong way.
Right.
Kala ko hindi ka lang kumain ng 16 hours. That's IF.
Yeah.
Hindi ko alam na dapat ganito pala siya, structured siya,
Right.
na dapat ganito yung kinakain mo. Hindi yung, yes, you have 8 hours window to eat kung for junk food naman or whatever.
Oh.
So, yeah. So ngayon, yung self-care is, personally what I do, morning, I'm very routine na. Kasi, so I get up, have coffee, and then do a bit of house cleaning because that's my therapy.
I wish that was my therapy.
Yeah, I love to clean my house kasi nga my hands and brain is like busy.
Like you're doing something.
Hands on. And you can
Right.
see it kasi in person, ay, lumilinis yung table, natatanggal yung dumi, yung alikabok. And then I do a bit of work
Yeah.
and then go to the gym for about 2 hours at least, sometimes 3 hours. There are times na 4 hours just because I don't have a lot of work on that day. So I can afford to spend more time at the gym.
Yeah.
And then, podcast. I think I do meditations, just not the typical meditation.
Yeah.
Na you just
I think when you're
stay
driving
still.
around,
Yep.
yeah, that's a
Driving
form of
around,
it.
my mind's just free. Podcast or music. That I guess that's a form of meditation. I guess my faith, going to church.
Yeah.
Reading the word, listening to preaching, worship music, it helps me. Going back to my roots of faith. Na
Right.
this is why I do things. Part of self-care, obviously, talking to the people I love, family, spending, good quality time with them. quality time doesn't have to be 2-3 hours. It can be a 15-minute phone call,
Yeah.
but it's like productive. You updated them, they updated you. You said, okay, love you, ma, or dad. Have a good day. Let me know if you need anything. That's it. That's what I do with self-care.
Okay.
Now there are brands want to work with me na
Yeah.
self-care. I'm like, oh, that's form of self-care? I didn't know that. Like
what?
ito yung mga si Doc Sheena sa Philippines, my brand na yung mga skincare.
Oh.
Kasi I grew up with my dad, Lola. Their skincare is safeguard.
Yeah.
And water. And face towel. Ngayon, there's like multiple...
Yeah.
What? 6, 5, 7? Oh, how many steps do you have for your skincare?
Oh, I'm
don't
not
know.
very typical.
Yeah.
I only have like 2.
2. Some
to
people
3.
have like, I don't know,
7.
5, 7.
Yeah, the super girly girls are not. I'm not a super girly girl. So.
And then you gotta put on some, what do you call that?
Makeup?
Not makeup. Yung
Sunscreen. Well, that's
SPF.
important.
Yeah. Well, with the Philippines,
Yeah.
di ba? Who's wearing sunscreen?
Yeah.
Pero kailan lang nauso yun
Oh.
Ayun. And then, ang dami. Mga kaek-ekan. Eme sa buhay na, is that really self-care or is that just luho?
Yeah.
Parang ganun. But it's, it helps with my mental health. I'm like, okay. If it helps with your mental
Good
health,
for you, yeah.
good for you. Sports,
Yeah.
I guess playing basketball, golf, spending time with the boys.
Okay.
That's my number one self-care. I call it bro dates.
Okay.
Because you have diba, girlfriend dates.
Yeah.
You go out with the girls. You guys talk about life. And I'm a ambassador of that. Like, go on bro dates. Watch a movie. Get a massage done. And massage, full body massage, spa, facial if you want. Go to sauna. I do that with my friend.
Nice.
Posted a photo of that. And it's got
nice.
like, I don't know, 5K shares.
Oh.
Like, go on bro dates, sauna, swim, spa, eat like your girlfriends.
Wow.
But you talk about life.
Yeah.
Goals.
Not a lot of, that's not very talked about in the man world.
Yeah, they call it the toxic masculinity, they said. For me, I see it differently. Na when I'm with the boys, my circle of friends, when after the session or the bro dates, yung problema ng isa, may na-offer ng solution yung isa
Love that.
Or you're struggling with your finances. Yung isa magaling sa finances. Kasi broker siya. Yung isa struggling with relationship. Yung isa, ang dami niya nang napagdaanan na relationship So yung feedback niya, mas valid. So yung problems na napag-uusapan namin ng boys during our, hangout sessions, when we go out, most of the time, nasa-solve yung problems
Nice.
Yeah.
Very wholesome. Love it.
Yeah. And then the caption on that photo na bro date is, a single lion can conquer a territory, but 2 lion kings can conquer kingdoms.
Wow.
So,
Love that.
Imagine kung soloista ka, na you've managed to build businesses, you managed to, do well in life on your own.
Yeah.
Imagine what you can do if there's like a brotherhood or sisterhood. You guys have the same mindset. You're trying to achieve the same goals.
This is what I'm saying about community. Yeah. We all want like that community.
So that's how I chill. Productive pa din. Productive. But again, I guess, because most of my friends, we are, I guess, solution-driven. Kasi there's no point of venting and then not offering a solution.
Yeah. Are most of your friends also like doing their own thing or
Yeah,
iba-iba?
most of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were kind of business partners na din. Kasi we discovered na, okay, this is what you do and this is what I do.
Yeah. Parang
I
merge.
think we can, parang basketball team.
Right.
Okay, you're the tallest, you're the biggest, and yung position mo. I'm the shortest, but I'm the fastest. Dito ako. Ikaw, mas magaling ka mag-block, bumutata, dyan ka.
Yeah.
So, alam mo, you're all ace players, MVP, superstar, but you put them
In your own
all
way, yeah.
in one team. Imagine, you'll be Team USA,
Cool.
Olympics.
Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
What's one thing that could bring you back to the Philippines?
Good healthcare system.
Yun talaga, no?
Yeah.
For me, kung good healthcare, less traffic,
Yeah, less traffic for sure.
probably stay in the Philippines.
Yeah, I love the Philippines, honestly. I think it's just in this phase of our lives. Well, for me and my partner. Parang we want to be here first. But if I were to go back, I would live in an island. I would live in Siargao. And actually, that's something that like we're working towards. But the thing is, like, there's no hospital there.
Yun lang.
There's no hospital. So, like, even for my partner, like, where is he gonna work?
Yeah. Maybe you can start one.
Yeah.
His own clinic.
Yeah.
Dun sa mga na-injury ng
Well,
surfing.
No, yeah. It depends on like what he wants, but
Yeah.
you want like a fully functional like hospital with facilities, even for yourself, diba? So, yeah. I mean, it's never like a no, but
Yeah.
it's still an option. But yeah,
Okay. Healthcare.
healthcare,
And good traffic.
and traffic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saan mo gusto mag-retire? Sa Australia or Philippines?
Philippines.
At what age?
Oh, I don't know. I have like a different view on retirement because I don't think I would want to stop working. I want to stop working for money, yes. But I don't want to stop working completely.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because work it's biblical eh. Work, anong ginawa? Anong pinagawa ni yung Diyos kay Adan? Anong ginawa siya?
Don't question me.
Sabi niya, di ba?
Don't itapong.
Sabi niya, look after the garden.
Oh, okay.
Magtrabaho ka.
Yeah.
And then, bigyan kita ng Eva. But work. Kasi without work, we'll be we'll be useless.
Yeah, I think it gives us like purpose
Yeah.
also. Like work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Work
So-
in general.
Yeah. So, that's a good one. Na retirement for me din eh. I stopped working for money because that's sorted. But you work on the things that will bring joy
Yeah.
and fulfillment to your life. Could be
Yeah.
a not-for-profit. Could be life
Yeah.
coaching absolutely for
yeah.
free.
Exactly. That's
Diba?
that's where I want to get to.
Or,
Like not work for money, period.
or be a coach, surfing coach.
Yeah.
Are you pro?
No. I know how. Like I have my own surfboard,
Aha.
but I'm not a pro.
Ako kasi I'm still on the yung foam board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Practice lang yan.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Siargao.
Oh, it's so nice there.
Last question. Kung bibigyan ka ng 10 million pesos to move back to the Philippines right now, for good, will you take it?
No.
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 Why?
I don't know. I like the life that we have here. And Philippines is always gonna be home. It's always there, like accessible naman. And wala, in this phase, like what I've said, I think this is like what's right for us. So no. No. Is that like a good answer?
Okay. Pat Aspiras, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Zach. Lovely to be here with you.